Hello everyone and welcome to the CX release video, the summer edition. We are back here in August. I'm Jeff.
My name's Tin.
And we will be guiding you through the latest innovations in not only 2 but 4 products this summer. So, as mentioned, I'm Jeff. I will be guiding you through all the innovations of marketing, not only Marketing Cloud, but also Emarsys, and then Tin.
I will take over with all the news for SAP Sales Service Cloud V1 and V2.
That's great. Let's go. First of all, Marketing Cloud. A brief mention that Marketing Cloud is set to be deprecated, so take contact with your SAP Customer Success Manager to see how the transition goes. With that being said, there are still releases, there are still new features, and I picked 2 out of them, which are quite quick wins for your marketeers to implement. So first of all, we have the email interactions. The challenge for the marketeers is that given the constant development, there are now more and more bots that result in fake clicks. Fake clicks result in fake KPIs, result in fake metrics of your campaign results. So Marketing Cloud has implemented a new interaction type, which is called bot clicks, that will be subtracted from your regular clicks, and as a result, you as a marketeer will have a clear overview of what was actually your click-through rate compared to the previous one, which was also including bot clicks, which don't mean anything from a business point of view.
Mm-hmm.
How to activate? It's quite easy. You go to manage your solution and you just enable the checkbox that is mentioned there, which says activate clickbots, and that's it. Do you not want to use it? Then it's also a possibility to revert it via a marketing job. So very quick win to implement for all of the marketeers using Marketing Cloud today. Then a second challenge that we often see is the deduplication of emails. What do I mean by this? Is that in family households, the same email address is quite often shared across the members of the family, the parents, the children, and so on. And you as a marketeer, you want to target the ones that are actually buying your products. And that's why now via the segmentation, you can use either your loyalty tier, like the one who's most loyal to your brand, or past interactions, like the one who placed the previous order, as a segmentation criteria to make sure that your email displaying your latest product innovation is received by the parent and not by the child who will not place the order anyway. So again, quite a quick win for your marketeers, and you can just kick it off and start using it. That's it for Marketing Cloud. Let's now move to the second solution, Emarsys. For Emarsys, I highlighted 3 topics. One that is focusing more on a global rollout for all of our B2B customers with a global solution in place. Secondly, an integration with Google Analytics that has now set live as it was previously in pilot. And then a short update on all the artificial intelligence capabilities of Emarsys and where they are focusing and heading to. So first of all, multi-account setup. So when do you use it? You use it if you want to use a global rollout of Emarsys with several local organizations, and you from headquarters, you still want to maintain some control. A challenge then can be that you have your local marketeer in Peru, and you want to avoid that he or she sends out emails to customers from your headquarters in Belgium. So then is when you start using filtering options. You can just filter based on sales data. You select sales data Peru, and as a result, all the ones of Peru will only be able to contact their contacts, and the same applies for Belgium.
Sounds good.
It's actually very great. It has some additional features attached to it. And first of all, we have the unified dashboard. So you do want to split out your data, but what you don't want to do as a headquarter is lose track of all the campaigns that are running, who's performing best, who's performing worse. So here on the graph, for instance, let's say that Chile is green and Belgium is orange. You can see that in the beginning, Chile was outperforming Belgium, but now they're following more or less the same trends. So via the unified dashboard, you don't lose track of the global reporting. And then lastly, also, as a headquarters, what you want to avoid is that each country develops their own templates, develops their own look and feel of emails. You want them to all use a global template, and luckily, Emarsys has developed a feature which is called distribution, that you can just distribute it to the countries that are onboarded on Emarsys. So you from headquarters, you select your template, you distribute it to Peru, and Peru can start using it. For now, it's a one by one, but it will become in bulk very soon. So stay tuned until the next release. That's it for multi-account setup. Then Google Analytics integration. It was already piloted previously, but now it's released for everyone to use. What can you do? First of all, you set up your connection with your Google Analytics platform. Secondly, you select which events you want to track from Google Analytics. For instance, a very important landing page on your website that you want to follow up. You pick your event and then you leverage those events in your campaign. For example, if a person has visited the page in the last 7 days, you send out a reminder to the sales, follow up on that contact, or you automate an email flow with more information on the same subject. So that's it for Google Analytics. And then lastly, artificial intelligence. Some features still in pilot, some are already released for the wide audience. What they are focusing on is building more and more AI segments, like predict the likeliness that a contact will buy certain products in the near future. If you have used that segment, you still have to create your campaign, and even there, artificial intelligence will be able to help you by proposing a subject, but not only a subject, even the content of your email. You just put in some parameters, what you want to highlight, and there will be a proposal drafted by Emarsys that you, of course, can still edit, but less manual work for the marketeer. That's it for Emarsys.
Excellent, sounds great. It sounds like a bunch of quick wins and easy to implement solutions. Thank you, Jef. I'll take over for the Sales and Service Cloud updates, kicking off with the V1 updates. One of the first topics for this is the update in the data workbench, where there's a new functionality, which is a secure data upload. Or export, I should say, it helps with removing special characters from the file to prevent any data corruption, as we know that some special characters, when exported in a CSV file, unfortunately, when opened, can cause some corrupted characters to appear. So this should prevent that in the future. Also, finally, it is possible to add multiple attendees to a visit in one go with a multi-select functionality. When adding attendees to a visit, you open the selection screen, and now there's checkboxes in front of the contacts, so you can select multiple, and with one click of the button, add them all as attendees to the visit, saving you some manual effort. For tickets, there's news in the access restrictions and permissions regarding emails. So when you send out emails, the system now looks at the access permissions of the user to prevent the user from seeing contacts that might not be relevant to them or they shouldn't see, making sure that they only can communicate with relevant contacts in the system. We're moving on to the updates for V2. Just to make you aware that near the end of 2024, SAP is expecting system parity, meaning that any functionalities in the V1 should become available in the V2 as well. So the systems are more leveled in sense of capabilities. There's a new application in the V2, which is competitor products. As a new application, it's offering the user to have an overview of all the competitor products, to keep a comprehensive track of all these competitor products, and to better and more strategically position your own products in the market. Mashups can be set up as a workspace, meaning that in a workspace list you can add as many mashups as you want, providing both quick access, overview, and not having to go through different workspaces to reach your mashup. There's also a sales quote update. You can create follow-up cases and visits directly from the sales quote. by adding cases and visits as either a predecessor or a successor. So you have more control over follow-up documents straight from the sales quote screen. This is an example of one of the features that was available in the V1 already and is now available in the V2 as well. Quite a critical feature for testing. As an administrator, you can redirect all outgoing emails to a central email address, preventing any accidental emails going to customers. So you can do your testing end-to-end and have an excellent testing track record. Cases are now available as a follow-up action in playbooks. So sales managers and administrators can include case creation in the playbook, which means that at a certain phase in the playbook, the case creation is suggested, and straight from there you can create a case, meaning that the opportunity screen has now become more comprehensive with more options, and can create tasks and cases from there. That was it from us. As always, if you have any questions, remarks, don't hesitate to reach out. Soon, in a few months, we will be back with yet another release video. My name is Steve Baukwitsch.
I'm Jef and Tin.
Thank you very much and see you next time.